the impact is a holistic impact. It's going to improve all the areas of the company because it's a cultural change that we're looking for.
My name is Madelyn. I am the marketing and sales manager here at EFI. Today we have the great pleasure of sitting down in front of our fire to chat with Lulu. Lulu grew up on a family farm in Puerto Rico where she grew to love agriculture and nature. She is now training EFI's leadership teams in workplace collaboration and problem-solving skills. Lulu, thank you so much for taking time today to dive into this topic.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. To kick things off, how do you define continuous improvement?
I define continuous improvement as a process of collaboration between management and the workforce to identify issues that may need to be improved in the company, but not only limiting yourself to that, but also seeking ideas to improve processes and to better the relationships within the company so you can have a happy company and at the end happy products.
How do you mean improve the relationships? You define that?
Yeah, definitely. I part of a continuous improvement culture, it has a lot to do with people, right? There's people, everything is based on the relationship of the people that work inside the company. And when you have the first thing you need to do when you're working on a continuous improvement culture is to look at how you communicate within your company and what is the communication culture within your company, because that is going to be fundamental to any changes or any growth that the company is going to have in its lifespan.
So where do you see the most impact in an organization who is emphasizing this idea of continuous improvement?
I think that it's very complicated to say it's a specific area that gets impacted. I think it's the whole company gets is impacted by a continuous improvement culture because the way we as EFI approach continuous improvement is bringing everyone together at the table, right, through our leadership teams and have everyone represented there. So it's going to impact workers, it's going to impact processes, systems, it's going to impact the quality of the product, how customers see the company, how retailers relate to the company. So the impact is a holistic impact that is going to improve all the areas of the company because it's as I was mentioning before, it's a cultural change that we're looking for, right?
Right. It's not as simple what you would think like, oh, it's just the workforce that is impacted. It really is all the way down to the consumer, to the consumer's table where that product is happy and has been handled appropriately along the way. And like you said, back up how the consumer is viewing the organization and the buyer in between.
Yeah, definitely. And if the people that is working around that product feels right in that environment, they're gonna feel a sense of belonging, a sense of ownership, and they want the company to be better, not only because it's the responsibilities, because they really care for the work they're doing.
I imagine like that helps in, you have your little ways where there's a workforce that cares and is seeing ways to improve. And then you're not trying to recoup, like you have an audit coming and you have to like get up to that audit, but rather you're kind of always at this building up to the next level.
As we say in EFI, you don't have just a set of eyes looking at everything once a year, like in other audits. Here is it's a constant self-assessment.
Yeah.
through the eyes of everyone. Everyone in the company is looking at the work environment. Everyone is looking at food safety. Everyone is looking at this health and safety issues.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is looking for ideas, inclusion. How are we dealing with diversity here?
Yeah.
And, everyone is doing that all the time because it's part of the regular business of
Mm-hmm.
the company. Yeah.
It's not a foreign idea. It's just what we do. Oh man,
Yeah.
we all need that in our life, don't we? Just
Yeah.
self-edification all the time.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. It would be very good to look at the same way to our personal lives.
For sure,
Yeah.
definitely. Um, do you have any of your favorite success stories of what an operation who's emphasizing continuous improvement looks like?
Yes. When I started at EFI, I had the privilege to be part of a leadership team encounter. And, each leadership team went on about how they came together with the work they were doing. People were introducing themselves. And in this particular leadership team, this man came up and he was saying that he didn't understood why he was chosen to be part of the leadership team. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to write, I don't know how to read, I've never been to school. Why did they choose me? Why
Mm-hmm.
am I part of this team? And then through after the training and through the leadership team work, he realized that he wasn't the only one in his position
Mm-hmm.
and that he did have a leadership role in the organization among his peers. So he decided that he wanted to learn to read and write to be able to help others. And through the leadership team and through his own efforts, um, he convinced the company to have a literacy program for their workers.
Amazing.
And at that time, he was already reading and writing. I'm pretty sure he was the note taker of his
Oh
team.
my gosh, just took it to the next
And
level.
yeah, he was so excited about it. And then he also decided to continue his education to finish school.
Oh my goodness.
So I got goosebumps
I
when I
know.
say talk about that because for me it's so amazing that when we start working at a company, we think about product, we think about you know um, retailers, sales, but when we start looking at people, we're not only changing the culture of a business, we're changing people's lives, and
Mm.
that's amazing.
So you got me with that one. That is truly amazing. And I think also emphasizes the importance of having the diversity at the table. If the leadership team hadn't brought him in and he didn't understand why, it changed not only his life, but his peers.
Yes, yes, and we see that constantly. Part of what we look for in a leadership team is that is representative of different areas of the company,
Hmm.
work areas, and also different levels like
Yep.
management, workers. But
Yep.
we also look to be very inclusive of languages and cultures.
Mm.
So we have people that speak native languages like Mixteco or Zapotec or Cantonese. And for me, it's amazing how these diverse teams work together to really bring everyone in. And they create materials in their languages,
Mm.
they communicate in their languages, and they make sure that any information that goes out to the workplace goes in the languages that are spoken in the company and not only the main languages that are spoken in the country. And for me,
Right.
that's amazing because everyone is really included, and that communication process that I was mentioning at the beginning
Hmm.
is is strengthened, right? Because
Yeah.
it's getting to everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. Nobody's excluded.
Definitely. Yeah.
Well, we've come to the portion of our show where you get the floor. If we had somebody who was watching this video and interested in EFI, thinking about taking next steps, what would you want to say to them?
Um, I would say that a change of culture might look very difficult
Mm-hmm.
and comes with growing pains. Um, but when you look at the result after those growing pains
Mm-hmm.
and those difficulties, you're gonna end up with a much better company. The return of
Yeah.
investment is a lot of value added to your
Yeah.
company and to your people and to your customers. So, you know, and the best thing is that with EFI, you get a lot of support through those growing pains. So you're
Definitely.
not alone. But yeah, I would say that if you're interested in having a leading company in this 21st century that answers to what the market is looking for, this is the way
Mm-hmm.
to go because
Mm-hmm.
people are looking for out for people and people are looking for companies that are want to do extra and
Yeah.
that show that they have a commitment to the product but also how they create that product, right?
Yeah. It's
So
not
yeah,
optional anymore.
it's not. Yeah.
It's awesome. Lulu, thank you so much. Again, my name is Madelyn, and if this sparked an interest with you and you're interested in taking your first steps with EFI, I'm going to leave my contact info here and I can get you started on the path. And maybe one day your workforce can be trained with Lulu and her team.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Lulu, and have a great rest of your day. Look forward to chatting soon.
Thank you. Thank you.